Good afternoon, folks. This is Hunter Jackson again with Giant Recreation World, Winter Garden, Florida, and today is the day. Someone has finally commented they wanted to see a new fifth wheel on the channel, and today we're going to be showcasing the 2025 Cardinal 33CHEF. Chef standing for kitchen, doesn't have any actual acronym, but this is an awesome fifth wheel. Absolutely love it. Huge shout out to Cardinal for the stuff that they're achieving and the price point that they're in, and that's kind of the thing for this unit. So this isn't going to be the fanciest fifth wheel you've ever seen in the whole wide world, but it's going to knock the socks off of anything close to it in its price point. And the next closest rear kitchen that I think you're going to find out there is probably in that $70,000 to possibly $75,000 range. So let's go ahead and get right into it, and you guys be the judge. I think they absolutely killed it on this floor plan. Let's get into it. Alrighty folks, and just like normal, let's start off on the front of this 2025 Cardinal. First things first, I want to point out we've got a molded fiberglass front cap that they are carrying over to the sides quite well to kind of help prevent some of that water intrusion if you're going down the road into a rainstorm. We do have a fifth wheel Lippert Rhino box here up in the front. Like I said last week, there's nothing crazy about this type except for the benefits that you get when towing a fifth wheel, which is going to be stability going down the road. That hitch being over your axle point makes a world of a difference while you're towing. I do want to go ahead and point out this front storage compartment, and this is fairly large up here with our spare tire going on. We've probably got every bit of 2.5 feet deep or so on this storage compartment and plenty tall for a lot of goodies that can go in here, which kind of makes up for a downfall that I've seen on this floor plan. Let's get that slam latch shut. As we back off to the side here, I want to go ahead and point out our pass-through storage, which is one of the few things that I think this is lacking, but I can give up because we've got a lot of different options on the inside. This is our pass-through storage, so plenty of width going on. We're just lacking a little bit of height in here. So we're probably looking at, I don't know, same thing, 2.5 feet, 2 feet, you know, ceiling to floor, and then every bit of 4.5 feet going all the way across. While we're in here though, I do want to point out we are a aluminum framed coach. Not surprising, sometimes you'll find a wood framed every now and again, but not Cardinal. So we've got aluminum framing and a vacuum bonded fiberglass sidewall all the way around except for the back. The back is going to be a hung wall system, and that's so they can put additional outlets back there for you. Opening up the storage compartment to the right, we've got two 20-pound LP tanks. I like it that Cardinal has put the 20s in here. It makes it super easy to exchange them at the gas station, but they've given you plenty of room up top that you could eventually put in 30s if you did want to upgrade down the road, but they're not forcing you to do it right now. While we're up here in the front, and I'll point out where the location for these is too, we've got auto level on this fifth wheel. So I'm pointing all these things out. People are going to expect auto level on a fifth wheel, but when you go and click that link in the description down below, you're going to be blown away at the price point this one is at. We've got the new updated graphics on the outside, plenty of windows going on. And speaking of windows, check out this huge panoramic window they've got going on in the kitchen slash dinette area. There's also a desk on the other side of this window here. If you like this window, you better snag it up soon because Cardinal is going to be getting rid of, or they're no longer going to have the rights to this size and style of window here after a while, but this has been a real head turner over here. Moving down below, we do have tandem axle going on, and we've got the, what are those? 16-inch aluminum rims. We'll put it on the screen. I can't remember if these are aluminum or steel, but they're very pretty. And then moving down the side of the RV, I'm a little bit tight in close to the other one here, but we do have an awning that goes over the window as well as an awning in the front, so you've got plenty of shade going on the campsite. Moving around to the back side, and before I get too crazy, let's go ahead and point out the type of slide box. So we've got a fully laminated slide box with rack and pinion slide mechanisms, and that is on all three slides for this coach. But moving around into the back side, we've got our Lippert ladder prep up here above, as well as our Furrion rear camera prep. This is that hung wall that I was referring to. We do have a little additional potential storage here in the back, or a place to put a generator or extra bikes with our towing package. That's a 3,000 pound tow rating with a 300 pound hitch rating. I never recommend triple towing. Technically it's legal in a couple of states out there, but it seems a little bit too sketchy for me. Moving down to the business end of the RV, we've got our power cord here right off to the backhand side. We've got one sewer port here in the rear, and then we've got one over there in the front. That's because we've got a rear kitchen, so we're probably looking at a gray tank back here, and then we've got a black gray tank up in there. Again, fully laminated slide box with our rack and pinion slide mechanism, and another nice big window above where one of the additional couches is. We've got the exhaust exit for our, I think it's a 35,000 BTU furnace on board, as well as our Suburban on-demand hot water heater. Super simple. The only limit to hot water is the tanks that are on it. If you are plugged into a regular spigot though, there's no limit to the hot water. Unlimited hot showers. Moving down and into the other side of the pass-through, you can see we've got a well finished off water bay. We've got our hot cold shower going on, and then our black tank flush, nice and color coded. I kind of dig that, as well as our lines to fill the tanks on board, and then the lines to pressurize the RV if you're not filling up your tanks, which is probably most of y'all out there. What's going on in here? Kind of curious. Oh, nice. So you got a little bit of access if you need to get in there. There's probably maybe potentially a water pump in there. Just gonna make it easier that you don't have to take anything apart when you go to make a repair. Let's see here. And then finally, to the left of this storage compartment, we're gonna have our battery disconnect bay. Turn this switch over to the side here. Now we've got our battery disconnect on. It's gonna have two batteries from Cardinal, and we will double check them over here. We've got our lights for the front cap, as well as our auto level control panel up in here. And that's the Lipper LCI auto level. It's super simple. It's the one they've been using for quite a while now. Let's go ahead and get one more pan though on the front end of the 2025 Cardinal 33CHEF. I'm telling you though, the things on the inside are where it's at. Let's go ahead and get in there. All right, and stepping inside the 2025 33CHEF. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Great rear kitchen. I'm a huge fan of the rear kitchen floor plan. I think it fits full-timers perfectly out there, as long as you don't have any kids or additional sleeping that you're gonna be needing. But check this out. This is our huge window, no seams going on here in the middle. We've got a desk right as you walk in. This is gonna be a great place to catch up on any work, or maybe you're a work from home type of person. Plenty of drawers going on off to the side here. Comes with a little bit of Scotch tape, not too bad. And check that out, whoa! Pull the drawer out, we've got soft close. So I can't believe they put soft close drawers, especially in the price point that we're in. It's very, very impressive. There are 3 on each side of this desk, the 2 bottom ones being a little bit deeper. Then to the right of the desk, we've got our freestanding dinette with nice tall stools. This is gonna be a good place for eating breakfast in the morning or dinner at night, maybe even playing a card games with your friends. And then moving towards the rear of the coach, we've got a terrific rear kitchen going on. So we've got the Greystone, slightly larger oven here. This is gonna be better for cooking. It's gonna heat your food a little bit more evenly. We've got a 3-burner stovetop with a glass cover to give you additional prep space if you needed it. Up above that, we've got a full residential microwave. And this is a straight microwave because they've included the oven, but it's a residential size. And moving around that, we've got a nice deep stainless steel sink going on. So easy to do the dishes, and then you're also staring at the TV from back here, which I really appreciate. Let's see what's going on. Nice. Underneath the sink here, no shelf that goes across, and Cardinal knew what you were gonna do with it. You're gonna put your trash can and possibly a recycling bin down there. I love to see they've dedicated the space for that. And speaking of storage, we've got quite a bit going on in here. So nice tall cabinets here, off to the right and left of the microwave. Looks like a compartment door up above here for less needed items. Shut this off to the side. Move into the left. We've got two more identical cabinets. They're every bit of, I'd say, a foot deep or so, and maybe a foot and a half tall. They do go all the way back here in the back. And then this one to the right here is the exact same style. Oh, there we go. A lot of counter space going on in this coach, and one thing that I really like is they've included the outlets up underneath the counter. That's going to be a great place for maybe a coffee bar or your air fryer. And then to the left of the stove here, we've got another good set of drawers. Looks like Cardinal's included some silverware trays for you, kind of figuring it out where you're going to put all your stuff for you. Another deep drawer. These are all real plywood drawers. And to the left of that is going to be some deeper storage. So this is going to be, I don't know what I'd use this for. Maybe extra pots, pans, things that are a little bit more bulky that I don't want to put up on the counter. Again, it goes all the way to the wall back there. As we back up here, I want to point out we've got a 16 cubic foot residential Furrion refrigerator. This is absolutely massive. You're going to be able to cook all the food back here. You're not going to have to go to the grocery store, you know, every other day or so. Plenty of food for at least a couple of weeks. Huge refrigerator. And to the left of the refrigerator, we have what I think would probably be used for your pantry storage. So nice deep nice deep shelving units that go all the way back. Same story here on the bottom. Plenty of food storage. And up above the refrigerator here, apologize for the noise if you caught that, we've got one more kind of hidden compartment storage, and it is extremely deep. Just a little bit tricky to get to if you're on the shorter end of the spectrum. Let's flip it around here and check out this living room area because it's absolutely killer. I feel like I have all the space in the world in here. This is a very livable floor plan. As you can see, we've got probably every bit of a 50-inch TV going on here. We do have a 30-inch Furrion electric fireplace that puts out 5,000 BTUs of heat. This is an additional couch for seating. The one that I'm pointing at here is going to be your kickout, your theater seating, and then this one off to the right hand side is going to pull out into a bed should you need a little bit of extra storage. Check out this mantle though, because we've got quite a bit of storage going on here in the TV area. This is a good place to put a DVD, movie player, possibly an Xbox. Storage off to both sides, and then they have these well finished off glass cabinets up here at the top for possibly games, movies, things you're not going to need all the time, but you want to have readily accessible. Next thing I want to talk about while I'm kind of pointing up at the ceiling. So standard is going to be an 18,000 BTU AC. It's going to come with a heat pump. It's the new Furrion fancy schmancy one. Although we optioned this unit out with two ACs, the second one being, I believe, a 15K going on in the bedroom here. We like to spec our units out according to Florida weather. As I make my way over to the bedroom area, just want to point out we've got a simple control panel, all real switches. So we've got slide 1, slide 2, slide 3, both of our awning switches, our lighting. So we've got main, hallway, entry, accent, and awning, as well as they've included tank heaters on the unit. It's a heated and enclosed underbelly, and then there's our water heater switch right there. This is going to be the controls for the temperature on your water heater. And then below that, we've got both AC controls. So this will be for the bedroom in there, and then this is the main for the living. Let's go ahead and check this bathroom out, see what's going on in here. Very slick. A nice big shower going on. I want to say it's a 36 by, it looks to be 30. I mean, it almost is a perfect square. One thing I know that they did skimp out on a little bit, but you can always switch it out. This is a plastic foot flush toilet. They're a little bit more difficult to clean out, but we're going for price point here. So if that's a real deal breaker for you, it takes, I don't know, an hour to switch your toilet out. We can do that for you. We've got beautiful accent lighting going on the back side of this mirror here. Plenty of storage again. I'm hoping this is nice and deep. Yep. So we can put our linens in here. And then instead of a medicine cabinet, we've got these little compartments that go off to the left of the mirror. Go ahead and show you headroom in our shower area. Oh yeah, this is perfect. We've got the skylight all the way up here. The nozzle is at a very comfortable height. Tons of elbow room going on in here. This is a very, very solid shower. Everything feels good underneath my feet. And this is something I haven't noticed before. They've included your toilet roll holder. Slick. Nice window right as you walk out of the bathroom. You can see what's going on outside without them seeing you. And then check out this master bedroom area. King size bed for Cardinal in here. Very, very slick. This is again on a rack and pinion slide box for the bed mechanism. We've got additional storage off here to the side, possibly used for, you know, socks, laundry, things like that. And then up above the bed, we've got our light switches for a reading light and these cute little nightstand tables to set your phone on before you go to sleep. Oh, and whoa, looky there. We've got USB-A, USB-C, and two 110 ports. So all the power that you need on both sides of the bed. As I spin it around here, we've got a nice dresser set up with 6 drawers total, probably 5 for her, 1 for him, if you know what I mean. Again, these are all real plywood drawers and they're on soft closes. Makes it very, very simple. We've got our TV prep here on this wall. You could always set it on the counter if you wanted to, but they've got a backer up there. And then our power and antenna spots are up on the ceiling here. Moving over into our closet, which I always got to point out, because we have a bed slide that leaves the whole front cap of our camper open for a closet, which means you could take all the clothes with you, both summer and winter. We've got a ton of space in here. I like the addition of these shelving units going on. And then on the right hand side here, we've got our washer prep. And then dead across from there, we've got our dryer prep. The only thing you need to add is your vent off to the side here. Nice big bar for all the hanging stuff, and then an additional storage up above here. Let's go ahead and pan this around one more time on the 2025 Cardinal 33CHEF. Very, very cool. Nice. Alrighty folks, just like normal, if you made it all the way to this point in the video, I greatly, greatly appreciate you. If you made it 30 seconds though into the video, equal appreciation. We're growing the channel slowly. The threshold for a view, which I don't really care that much, but it helps with, you know, other people finding the video, is 30 seconds. So huge shout out to everybody that's doing that. Leave a like, leave a comment. Those are all things that really boost the channel. Huge, huge shout out to Tamara. She's the one that left a comment on last week's video, which helped me pick out what we were doing this week. And to anybody else out there that's curious on something that's unique that could be Forest River, Thor, or Keystone branded, we carry them all here over at Giant Recreation. Drop a comment down below. I'd love to pick it for the next week's video. This is an awesome, awesome unit. I love what Cardinal's doing. I know that they kind of have changed up their business model here in recent years, but they're killing it for the price point that they're in. This is what I would call like an entry-level full-timer rig. You know, this is something that you're going to be super comfortable with if you're traveling for certain, but if you want to start full-timing, saving a little bit of money on rent, but you don't want to break the bank getting into an RV, this is the one to do it in. So very, very impressed with everything they've got rocking and rolling in this unit, and yeah, those are genuine feelings and thoughts on this. So that's all I got for now. We're going to do another video next Friday. Every single Friday they're coming out. And yeah, this is Hunter with Giant Recreation World. Thank you for watching. Later.